You either be bold with your predictions or don't say nothing at all. Let's talk some football.
Welcome back to Bold Predictions Podcast. This is week 7 of the NFL. We've made it this far. I am that dude with the beard. He's Mr. KC from the 813, and we're going to come at you live with our weekly picks as usual. And we got a bold 7 here for you as well here that's probably going to knock your socks off here. Um, Special shout out to my boy Boo Boo Bear for filling in for me last week. Wasn't feeling too good. Still getting over a little bit of scrosh right now. I'm gonna call it scrosh. Don't judge me in the comments, but we're gonna be back here 100% next week for sure. But I'm gonna give y'all this 95 today. Mr. KC from the 813. What you got for me today, my man? It's good to see you.
Oh, it's good to see you too, my man. It's good to have you back. We're excited for this week of football. It's going to be a fantastic little show up. Look, we've had some bangers for this midweek. You know, some of these games are easy, flat, dead games, but some other ones are some super highlights here.
For sure. For sure, without a shadow of a doubt here. If you don't mind, I'm going to go ahead and start us off with the Amazon Prime Time Game of the Week. See, I did that Amazon Prime Time. Game of the Week, Thursday night. We got the New Orleans Saints against a team that you've been high on this season. So, what's Arizona going to do when who that comes through?
Well, who that is going to lose to the Cardinals? Let's get that out the gate right away. Been riding with them all season, but I'm actually excited this week. DeAndre Hopkins is back. DeAndre Hopkins is back, folks. Look, this is going to turn the team around. This is the biggest addition all season, besides maybe Watson later on in the season. Them getting
180.
DeAndre Hopkins back, a home game on Thursday, prime time for the Cardinals to show out. Give me the Cardinals, and I'm going to give the Cardinals by at least 9. It's going to be a two-score game.
Oof. He said not only does DeAndre Hopkins do the 180 for the season, he's coming back with a double digit win. You know what? I'm honestly kind of torn on this decision, really because Cliff Kingsbury is such a terrible coach. The offense is so stagnant. Maybe DeAndre is the spark that'll put them back to the situation where we were considering almost a Super Bowl contender last year. I'm gonna go with New Orleans on this one. I don't think week. This is essentially week 1 for DeAndre. I don't think this is enough time for him to really come in. It might be a nice little game for him. It might be semi-impact, but I don't think it's enough time to really get the Cardinals back to where they're trying to be right now. We'll have to see. Hopefully, they prove me wrong because I like the Cardinals. I really do, but I think the Saints are going to go ahead and take this one. I really think it's probably a 14-point win for them, but we will see.
Whoa,
We will see.
whoa, whoa! We're so far apart on this one.
Here we are.
Oh,
We're
jeez, folks.
what they say. We're
Oh,
almost. Then we both just kind of
oh,
faded on out. Yeah, I
hate it.
just. We'll have to see, man. I mean, like I said, Kingsbury. I'm not really a short quarterback fan unless you Drew Brees. So we'll see. We shall see.
Yeah.
Um, First game that we have on the docket, so to speak, like I like to say here, 12 noon. We have a showdown in the AFC North. We got the Cleveland Browns against the Baltimore Ravens. And this is week 7 here. We've almost had enough time to kind of see what these teams are going to be. And if you don't mind, I'll defer to you, Mr. Casey. What do you think about this one? Who's taking it?
Hey, like I said, no Deshaun Watson with the Browns. Definitely give me Lamar Jackson. He's the better quarterback. He's working on getting his paycheck, and he's been showing why he should get paid. Give me that dude, Lamar Jackson, all day of the week. The Ravens. That dude with the beard. Who are you riding with on this game?
I'm definitely going with the Ravens. It's no question about it for me. Like you said, Lamar's the better quarterback. They're kind of still in the running for the North as of now. until Pittsburgh really kicks it on and turns around. You already know who I got to win that division. I
Hmm.
think Lamar Jackson takes care of business, gets the Ravens semi on track. I mean, as much as you can be on track in the North right now, we'll really see how they look week 9. I kind of think is when Baltimore really hits the stride of, okay, are you going to be here or not? I mean, it's kind of their MO, but we'll see. I could be wrong. Could be right, though. More likely, I'm right. So we'll see. I'm going with the Ravens, though, for sure. Um, let's see here. Next game, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers against the Carolina Panthers, a team that we were both high on this season. And I don't like to mention heartbreak often, but it's just what it is when you think about the Panthers. Every week, I've picked them against teams that they should have handled, even against teams that they were probably an underdog in, but probably still should have pulled that game out. It's easy for me to pick Tampa Bay this week, especially since they lost last week, in what the world would consider an upset. But anyway, I'm going with Tampa Bay. We're gonna speak more on that later. I'm going with Tampa Bay. Mr. Casey, who you got?
Well, one team's having a fire sale, and one team's having almost a mid-season meltdown. But what we know is one team has Tom Brady, and the other one has the guy that I'm not even gonna bother saying his name anymore because it's just a poor quarterback play. So I'm gonna definitely lead in with Tampa Bay here with you. Give me a Tom Brady. He's gonna take this easy layup, and I think they could use it this time of the year. They
Oh,
could use a nice easy game like this.
oh yeah, they definitely need a game like this to kind of get them back on track here. No disagreements with you there. This is a kind of a must win for them, even though I mean it's the Panthers, but if you plan to be feasible in that division that you're playing in an NFC, which is touted as one of the best. I mean, granted, it's the NFC, but you got to win this game. You don't lose to these guys if you're Tom Brady and the Buccaneers.
Yeah,
So, long story
yeah,
short, yeah.
absolutely.
Next game we have the Atlanta Falcons, which side note, people, you know I've been picking these Falcons. I've been asking this girl to the dance so many times. And the one day I say, you know what? I'm gonna go holler at Beverly. She decides to show up fully dressed, went and got her hair done, nails done, showed up to be the belle of the ball, and showed out. Like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Now they're playing the Cincinnati Bengals. So now I'm back
Oof.
on this street, boombox in my hand almost, and it's raining outside, looking at this window, and I'm asking Atlanta, please get this dub for me because I'm picking you once again. I am back. I washed my hands with you, but you almost got me back on the train, and maybe it's because I'm a firm believer that the Bengals are gonna Bengal and they're gonna lose. So I'm gonna go with the Atlanta Falcons for this one, and maybe it's the intoxication. I don't know, Mr. KC. Maybe this is the Detroit situation for you in my heart, vice versa. But who do you have? Talk to me, brother. Who do you have?
Well, folks, this is when you get a realization that you shouldn't be talking to her because it's the Cincinnati Bengals. It's it's almost disrespectful to Joe to think he's not gonna break your heart again. This chick's gonna leave you wonder why you keep going talking about this Atlanta madness when there's no reason to be talking about the Falcons. Look, a broken clock is right twice a day. We all know the saying. Look, any given Sunday, yada yada yada. But not this Sunday, folks. Give me Joe Cool, and I was kind of surprised you went back to the Falcons, even if they did it to you like that.
Look, man, like I said, maybe it's the intoxication, maybe it's the distaste for the Bengals and all things Cincinnati. I don't know, but I hope them dirty birds do it for them. Come on, Atlanta, let's go. Come on. Next game we have here, which almost really it could be a slobber knocker, but it could be a one-sided affair. I really like this matchup. We have the Detroit Lions against the Dallas Cowboys, and these kind of games could turn into shootouts. Like we've seen it before. But then again, it could be a Dallas Cowboy route. I'm going with the Cowboys without a shadow of a doubt. But I could almost leave the light on for Detroit in this kind of game. I mean, it's not unlikely that they couldn't win, but they probably won't. So I'm going with the Cowboys. Mr. KC, take it from me. I'm almost bewildered.
Look, and I'm almost kind of bewildered. I'm about to say what I'm about to say because I think this is what we call a definition of a trap game. And the Detroit Lions are a better team than people are realizing or giving them credit
Mm,
for.
mm,
The
mm,
Cowboys just got a tough loss versus the Eagles,
mm,
kind of looking at
mm,
themselves or looking around them, trying to think what they're going to do.
mm,
Look, the
mm.
Cowboys have the mean defense, and I don't want to play that defense. Not the way a lot of teams' lines look. Look, this is not
Right.
an easy team to play. But
No.
I'm gonna ride with the Lions this time. Uh, and I can't believe I'm saying it. This is actually a perfect opportunity to leave the Lions alone and pick it against them. And somehow I find myself going, you know what? This is
With the
one of those
boom box,
games.
the boom box outside the window.
Yeah, the
Which is
boombox outside the window, folks. This is it happens to the best of us. And here I am. And
Mhm.
and this is gonna get me off the bandwagon, I guarantee it.
He's not guaranteed. This is the one. Or once again, that pretty girl could smile on you, and you
Just
might
a
be
little
trying to
wink.
grab a burger on Thursday. Who knows? We'll see.
And she was probably winking at the guy behind me. I don't even know what it was.
Hey, you never know. It's a cold world we live in. All right, Mr. KC. So the next game we got on the docket here, which is a game that I'm torn about. I'm excited about it. Oh, I'm high on both teams, and having said all that, I'm gonna defer to you here. We got the New York Football Giants, and we got Daniel Jones. Mm, I feel. Oh, we got Saquon. And then we got the Jacksonville Jaguars, led by my boy, the young Trevor Lawrence, the prince that's promised, the future of the Jacksonville organization. Mr. Casey, I'm gonna tone it back. Who do you have on this one?
Whew, this is a tough game to pick, actually, with all this high praise I just heard upon both these young men. But with that being said, I think I'm going to lean with the Giants here. I think they got a slightly better team. They've been rocking and rolling, and from what I've been hearing on this podcast, I think from since like day one is Giants football is back. So
The back.
football is back in New York or something. I believe is the
Football
take I
is
heard.
better.
And
It's
while I
better.
didn't create the bandwagon, I'm officially hopping on it. That dude with the beard. Who are you going with this weekend?
I love the boy Trevor Lawrence down there in Florida. I like him. I really do think he's gonna be one day considered the guy that everybody thought Justin Herbert was going to be. But football is back in New York, baby. I've been saying it all year. I'm gonna keep saying it. Football is better. I gotta give you the arm like Denzel in Training Day. Football is better when the Giants are good, and I stand on that. The Giants are rolling, baby. They're rolling, and like I said, if I'm the conductor of this train, I'm just happy that you decided to be a passenger or be the caboose because you can shore up the line because you're a steady man and you're my guy. But football is back in New York, baby. New York, stand up. I've been rocking with you. Holler at your boy. Rep for your boy. I'm there with you. Look, Nick Wright. Nick Wright might not be messing with y'all. He KC native up there in New York. I'm a KC native still in KC, but I'm telling the world, I've been telling them Giants football is back. Put my name on it, stamp it. Tell me where I'm wrong. I love them. I got the Giants in this game, Mr. Casey. If you can't tell, I got the Giants in this game, Mr. Casey.
Right,
Uh,
I had a feeling.
the next game we got here makes me think of my boy Nate. Shout out to him. He's a future guest on the show here. Um, we got the Tennessee Titans against the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts team, who I thought was going to just take the South. I mean, it was up for grabs, wasn't it, Mr. Casey? I mean,
It
wasn't it just
was. Yeah, the Colts had given everyone the fair opportunity to take this division. Anybody. The Jags should be running away with it right now.
so? With that in mind, here, I'll take the first stab at this one. I'm going with Tennessee. I mean, the Colts. They're a team that has quality wins, but they all come at the end of the game. Granted, a win is a win. I'm never going to be a hater on if you won. I don't care how good the opposition looked in their loss; they still lost. So I give them credit where it's due. But Derrick Henry is looking like the Derrick Henry of old. I really think this is the chance. If the Titans want to win the South, you have to win this game, and it has to start. What they say, the buck stops here. You have to win this one. If you don't, it's good night, goodbye. We'll see you next year. You're not the number one seed, and they for a team that's been floating around the number one seed the past, arguably 3 years or so. It's so surprising that they're not just running away with this division. Mr. KC, what do you think in regards to this game?
With this game, it's an interesting one, right? Because exactly what you just been talking about. Derrick Henry's a monster, like he always is. A premier running back in the league, and
Arguably the
they've been a
best.
solid team. Great coaching and whatnot. But the Colts are on a roll, and let's not forget, their resume kind of speaks for itself in a way. They got some ugliness in there, of course, but they come out for these big games. So give me the Colts versus the Titans in this one. Oh, Matty Ice,
Ooh,
he might actually
ooh.
he left the door open and said, "What? No one's gonna take it? Give it to us. Go Indy. Let's go. Let's go. Sneak it in. This is gonna
You
be
know
the team
what?
that ends up knocking out the Bills in the playoffs or something. Watch these Colts.
I don't know if you can see it, folks. He gave me goosebumps with that. This coach take from him, y'all, is totally different because you've been watching the show, so it's okay, okay, Mister. Okay, I see you.
Look, they're proving it.
Let's.
You show me state
Hey,
whatnot. You know what it is. You come out
I
here and
do.
ball, I'm gonna recognize it.
And speaking of showing me something, we got a game here, and it is trap season. We talked about it. Well, you mentioned it earlier. You touched on it. We got the Green Bay Packers versus the Washington Commanders, and
Oh,
I think this game has trap written all over it for Green Bay because if you didn't know, world football was back in New York, and the Jets ended up finding out about it, and they took your boy Aaron to the woodshed. And so now we're here at the point where we think the Washington Commanders has more than a feasible chance to beat these Green Bay Packers. I'm honestly going with the Commanders. This is my upset of the week, number one. And Carson Wentz. I mean, what Carson Wentz esque? What who's the guy there? You see what I'm
I
saying?
think he's actually out this week.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think you're missing
Mm,
Carson Wentz. Yeah,
mm.
you might want to be
No, it's
rethinking
still
that. But
it's
actually,
Green Bay. It's Green
you
Bay.
go Green Bay.
I told you because I told you week two Aaron's ready for his sabbatical. He's done playing
He
football.
really is.
He's done. Like it look, world. If you don't see it now, you'll see it soon. But you'll come back to this podcast and be like these men told us years ago. I said the same thing about Peyton before we had this show. There's no farewell tour for you, Aaron. This is it. I got the Commanders though. Disgruntled Aaron Rodgers, stagnant offense. I mean, the Commanders won last week. They won a
Yeah.
game that I thought they had no chance of winning. So, who's to say that they can't win another game that they have no chance of winning? Let's go, Commanders. What you got, Mister KC?
I'm actually was kind of surprised by your pick here, picking them, because I'm actually feeling the exact same way. Look, Aaron Rodgers is the better quarterback, and everybody knows my favorite saying, I love quarterback
You
matchups.
love going back.
But this is a team game, and then Washington Commanders have a better team. It's a better all-around team than the what the Packers have put together for Aaron Rodgers. It's disrespectful for Aaron Rodgers what they've done to him actually. But sometimes it's not about the size of the dog, size of the dog in the fight, whatnot.
Right.
So give me the Commanders.
No, I'm right there with you. And that defense is fast in Washington. They don't get enough credit for being ball hogs, but if you ever watched one of their games, their defense is fast. And I
Mm-hmm.
like it. I love a fast defense because you're always there where the ball is. Next game we got here, and it's almost a no-brainer for me. I almost sound biased going into it, so I'm gonna let you take the lead on it. We have the New York Jets against the Denver Broncos. So, Mr. KC, who do you have winning this game? Because I know who I got. Who do you have, sir?
Well, this is going to surprise a lot of folks because we all know that Russell Wilson actually cooks and he wants to have everyone ride with him. So with this week, I'm going to surprise a lot of folks here and go with the Jets because this is an easy fucking win. Oh, excuse me, folks. This is an easy win for the Jets. This is a layup. Give it to them, dunk it. Look, this is how you pay your rent this week. You put some
Ooh,
money on the Jets. That's all I'm saying. You'll find out more later about that on, I'm sure. But yeah, give me the Jets. That dude with the beard, back me up here.
look, everybody knows that I'm a Kansas City Chiefs fan. Everybody knows it. There's no surprises there. I will pick the Broncos to lose every game. And it's not because I hate the Broncos. It's because I truly look at this roster and I wonder how they even won the games they won. They are trash. They are the definition of trash. In my opinion, Denver is the worst team in all of football. And I mean worse than the Texans. I mean worse than the Chicago Bears.
What
I
about the
mean
Panthers?
worse than the Panthers.
Ooh,
Are
that's
you
a close
kidding?
one.
Okay,
That's a
well, if
close one.
not, they are the 1A and 1B of trash teams in football because there I had a man tell me, and this is a side note, people. I had a man tell me that Denver was going to split with Kansas City. And I looked at this man and I said, please put $100 on each game because I need that kind of money in my life. I need that extra 200 because there's no way they're not going to beat the Jets. The Jets are going to destroy these Broncos. It's let's move on. I can't even keep talking about it. I don't even the Jets. New York football is back. That's it. That's all I got to say on that. I can't believe it. These bums. Next game we got on the docket, we have the Houston Texans against who was my wild card pick, the Las Vegas Raiders. And now I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Vegas Raiders on this pick. You got to do something. I mean, you got to do something. You're 1-4. If you don't go on a nasty streak now, it's really over. I mean, because now what? The worst case scenario you can end up is 11-5 to try to get one of these kind of wild card spots. 12-4 would almost probably barely get you in there because most of the premier teams are probably only losing one or two games this year. I can't see Kansas City losing another one, even though it's possible because it's the NFL. I don't see Buffalo dropping too many more games. I don't
Mm,
see you see what I'm saying? Like
right.
we see how the NFL is shaking out right now, and if the Raiders don't win this game, it's really over for them, barring something traumatic to a premier team. So I'm gonna go with the Raiders, and if they don't get it for me this time, this will be the last time I go with the Raiders. Mr. KC, who do you have?
Well, folks, if you haven't been paying attention so far, this is the second time I'm going to use this phrase. Trap game. Look, I've been riding with the Raiders all season. I've been giving them these advantages that they supposedly have or whatnot. Look, the Texans are a better team than they really kind of should be. And this is one of those games that they
So,
think they've got that easy kind of week. And the Texans will knock you in your mouth. And give me the Texans. This is a trap game. I think they're going to try to be looking past them. And any given Sunday with the Texans.
I got you on that one. I feel you, and I hope it's the case. I mean, because like I said, the Raiders are letting me down. I gave you a wild card spot at the beginning of the season, and it seemed like Houston's been in almost every game that they've lost. I mean, granted, so have the Raiders. I mean, they haven't just gotten smashed. So I mean, we'll see. It's kind of an even bout between two teams that are kind of the same, but one should be clearly light years ahead. And now we're going to what I have as my next upset game of the week. And most people don't think it's going to happen. Y'all hear that? I know it's going to happen. We have the Seattle Seahawks against the Los Angeles Chargers. And I
Oh,
have the Seattle Seahawks going into LA and handling business. Gino, baby, the man is playing football. The man is trying. Pete Carroll. Did I tell y'all what Pete Carroll had said at the beginning of the season when he told Russ when they traded him to Denver that he said I can put anybody back here and win, and then when Denver showed up, he had showed them. Remember we had talked about that. I remember
we
it was a
did.
phone
I
call.
do
I
actually
didn't
remember
tell
that.
nobody. Pete Carroll called me about that, but that's what happened. He called me and he let me know that's what was going on. And this weekend's no different. I have the Seahawks winning this game, not in the route. It's going to be kind of ugly. It's going to be kind of chippy, but that's the Seahawks game. And I got Gino getting the win over Justin Herbert to continue to show the NFL they wrote me off, but I didn't write back. If he beats Justin Herbert this weekend, Geno Smith has to be in the conversation for one of the best quarterbacks in the league. I will go ahead and put a stake on it. He has to be in the conversation. Look at what he's been doing. Look at what he's been doing with a team that nobody's been expecting to at least be at least where they're at. They're 3-3. They lost some ugly games, but they've won some quality games. So I'm going with the Seahawks. Who are you going with, Mr. KC?
Woo. After that hot take, that is a hot take, folks. Woo. Look at this Geno Smith love. Oh my God. No, I'm going with the Chargers here. Look, it's a better overall team, whatnot. Look, the Seahawks are a great team. Look, they've outperformed what anyone would say they would or not. But this is also one of those kind of make it or break it games for the Chargers. You know, they need to stay in toed and fight with the Chiefs. And they know that. They know who they're playing against. It's not against the Seahawks this week. It's against the Chiefs. They've got to keep pace. So I believe they're going to try to put their best game forward on this. They're focused in on the Seahawks, and they've got just enough to beat them. And I tell you what, we definitely got to have some conversations if the Seahawks win here. But I don't know if Geno Smith being a lead or nothing is one of them. But man, he's been nice.
Hey, look, Mr. KC from the A13Z. I'm trying to tell you, you're talking about the Los Angeles Chargers, right?
Yeah, I
You're
know.
talking
Look,
about no. Let's just do here for a second, brother. Let's just for 1 second. We're talking about the Chargers, the same team who's always and to this point, I want to say nostalgically put into the mix of always being into the AFC West when for the last 12 years that has not been the case because before the dominance of the Kansas City Chiefs began, it was the Denver Broncos time. As much as I hate to admit it, but that was the farewell Peyton Manning tour, and we'll do a whole show about that because I have so much to say about that. There's the only reason why Denver's been relevant within the last few years because of Peyton Manning. He's the only one keeping them relevant now because they talk about him being at the games. The Los Angeles Chargers, and I'm bringing all that to bring up to say this. History shall continue to show itself. The Chargers are always that team on the bubble and will continue not to rise to the occasion. And I will say that here because what else have they shown me but that? Like I said, just tell me one Charger playoff run and I will be quiet. They had Drew Brees, they had Philip Rivers. Now they have Justin Herbert, who ain't never even touched the offs. It's hard for me to believe. The only reason why I'm so high on them as much as I am right now is because they're better than the Bengals. But there's little difference in my mind between the Chargers and the Bengals.
Right. I
So
feel you.
so I understand where you're going. I just had to give that take because it's incredible to me. I I got Geno, and I would love to see it, and we gonna see
Yeah, I'll just put it this way. I'd love to pick against the Chargers, and I'm still picking them. So that's
it.
what I tell you about this game.
No, I understand. The next game we got on the docket here, we have the Kansas City Chiefs at the San Francisco 49ers. And I will go ahead and defer to you here and let you get the first stab at this, my man. What do we got?
What do we got, boys? We got the Chiefs by 14. Give me the Kansas City Chiefs. Pat Mahomes gets his little comeback week. Comes to show the NFL why he's the best. I think that the Chiefs are actually going to come out to show out, and
Yes, sir.
they don't like to lose. And Andy Reid doesn't get on losing streaks. Let's
He
get that
does not.
straight away. 49ers aren't a full team, anyways. It's not a fair
They have a
matchup.
lot of injuries right now. They do.
Yeah. So I know it's a homer take, and all of our fans are going to love it. So I'm going to defer to that dude with the beard for an elegant speech about how the Kansas City Chiefs are the best team in football.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's a banner behind me that says Super Bowl champions Kansas City. There's a team they beat from California to win said trophy for me to have said banner. And I believe this is the same team. I have Kansas City winning this game unequivocally. I know I'm a homer, and you think that I always pick Kansas City to win, but that's not the case because I know they can lose games. I know I've picked them to win every game thus far going on, and that's only because looking at it and looking really still now, even having the loss to Indianapolis and having the loss to Buffalo, Kansas City still looks like the best team in the NFL.
Yeah,
I
both very
mean,
winnable games for the
both
Chiefs.
very winnable games. Without a doubt, I'm going with Kansas City. I don't think Debo is going to be able to do enough to really win this game. Willie Gay is back. McDuffie may be back. Nick Bolton is already upset because media's been going crazy on him for some reason this week. Like, there's been a lot of Nick Bolton hate, which I don't understand because from what I can see, nobody else even touches a ball carrier in the first
Yeah.
level until Nick Bolton gets there. I thank
Oh,
God for
yeah.
Nick
It's
Bolton. If Nick Bolton wasn't in the stop playing, like I
yeah,
don't know what y'all talking about out there. Y'all must not be watching the games. But Nick Bolton is almost a godsend for this defense. He's a young Ray Lewis. You can hear it here now. Stop playing. I have Kansas City winning this game, not just because of the injuries on the 49ers side. Andy Reid knows how to play this team. He's beaten them before. We know how it is to play people with premier pass rushing and yada yada. I think this is almost, if not a 17-point win, somewhere in the midst of that. People, if you're betting, if you need to make some money this weekend, you better put down Pat Mahomes for at least 3+ touchdowns because he's gonna go crazy. Um, Next game we have here, moving on because I can talk about it all night. Moving on here, we have, which is a game that I'm gonna love to see. and then you can see the look in my eyes. I'm so much joy, and not just because of the state of this team, because of what's happening. Oh, we almost a turnaround. We have the night game. I've been waiting all day for a Sunday night. Carrie Underwood, country, shout out to you. Come on the show, baby. We waiting. We got the Pittsburgh Steelers. Lock your doors, lock your windows. The champions of the AFC North versus the Miami Dolphins. Ha! Take a sip of the buble. Let the people know. No sponsorship. I don't own the rights to none of that. I just like it begrudgingly. Um, I have Pittsburgh in this game, Mr. Casey. I'm sure you knew that.
Yeah.
Um,
Tell us how Pittsburgh's going to pull this one off.
what do you mean? If Mike Tomlin's there, the running game's there, the Miami Dolphins don't have enough on offense to win.
Mm-hmm.
I just think this is
Tua's
it.
back, baby. Tua. Oh,
Like
Tua.
I said, like I was saying, they don't have enough to win, and I pray to the good Lord above that Tua really is ready to play. I hope that everything goes stellar for him. I wish no
Right.
ill intent on nobody. I hope he can play the game and play it to completion. I just don't think he's going to win. I have the Steelers in this game, regardless of what Miami's going to do. Um, I think Mr. Trubisky is going to win this game for him. And that's going to be it because I believe Kenny Pickett might still be out. I need to see the injury report. I couldn't find one here when I was looking, but I'm going to go with the Steelers either way. It's enough run game. Mr. Trubisky than already beat quality opponents already. Why not beat another? He's number 10, right?
Hmm.
Let's do it. 10th round pick. Let's go. Who do you got, Mr. KC?
Well, folks, I'm finally back on the bandwagon. I had to pull over, stop at the rest stop while Tua and Bridgewater was out, and take a little break from picking the fence. And thankfully, I did.
Mm,
But Tua's back. Listen here, folks. Tua's back. And while he was gone, guess who was made the top 5 wide receiver yards list? That
he
is
was there
Tyreek
before.
Hill and Waddle. 2 wide receivers in the top 5. This is an explosive offense with a pretty underrated defense, in my opinion. Give me the Miami Dolphins, and they're going to show out on Sunday night. And I'm excited to watch Tyreek Hill get a full, nice, easy game. A lot of times I just
Easy
watch red
game.
zone. So yeah, this is what I'm calling light work for the Miami Dolphins. I was actually kind of surprised that you didn't leave Pittsburgh alone, but here we are. All I've been telling you all year to hop on this bandwagon, and you just say you don't like Fords and all this other thing, so you ain't hopping on. So it's all right. You'll find out
No,
again. You'll find out that
because
these Spins are finna win.
I'd rather stick with the classic model that I know that'll run than the new fancy thing that'll quit on me soon enough. If we'll see, Mr. Casey, because I'm here with you. You know me, I'm always open. If the
Right.
Dolphins win this game, I will consider it. But the AFC East champions are playing on Monday anyway
Mm.
because they're playing the Chicago Bears, and that's the New England Patriots. And I have the Patriots winning that game hands down. The 3-3 Patriots, who Zappy came in and he's revitalized. Bill Belichick has gave him the shot. He's revitalized his friend. New England, stand up. Your boy is here. The Upper East Coast, I'm here with y'all. Come holler at me. I'm with y'all. Boston, stand up. Chicago, I've been with y'all. Justin Fields forever. Ohio State, you're forever. You're not winning this weekend. The champions of the AFC East play on Monday, and it's the New England Patriots, and they are taking this game hands down. What do you think, Mr. Casey?
Well, folks, this is the third time you've almost heard this phrase this week, but I'm actually not going to use it here because it would be a
Okay.
bold faced lie.
Ha!
Look, this is the New England's Patriots. This is a pretty easy win for them, in my opinion. I don't like this matchup for the Bears. I don't like the way the team's headed right now. Justin Field is he's kind of impressed me. I don't think it's really him. I don't
He's a
think
baller,
he's the
man.
problem up there, but he's not going to get a fair shake with the talent around him. I'm not a pa- fan of the Patriots, and anytime I can pick them to lose, I shall, with the
So
easiest of
shy.
excuse. It could be maybe it's too hot outside in Miami or something. I'll find an excuse, but I there's none this week. There's it's all Patriots in my opinion.
All Patriots. I'm there with you. All Belichick. Like I said, he got to make a stake now in order to take the East. Because if
Yeah,
Buffalo is going to lose it, another loss has to come to the. Has they played the Patriots already?
I don't
No,
think
not
they
yet.
have.
The next, see, so the but what we talked
Yeah,
about earlier, Buffalo's next two losses could very well come at the hands of the Patriots, and then we have Kansas City sneaking into that one spot. We'll talk about that another time. But yeah, I'm with you here. It's Patriots all the way here, and folk, that are our weekly picks here. We hope you enjoyed that segment here, but as always, we're not going to leave you without it. We have the bold seven and Mr. KC. I would like for you to start us off with your bold seven. How are you feeling this week? Talk to me.
ooh, it's mixed up this week. We got a little jumble going on. Got to change it up. Last 2 weeks kind of looked similar, and I think we got a slightly different mix this week
Let me
in the
know.
recipe. I think I'm going to go ahead and finally crown them the number one team. Everybody's been talking about them all week. I know. It's the
And it's
Eagles,
got to be
actually.
exactly
It's
fly
the
Eagles.
Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly. Look, you can't deny them. Undefeated. It's an NFC team. I kind of wonder how that matchup's going to be in the Super Bowl or whatnot. But the Eagles out here balling. Look, they showed everybody. They ain't playing. They faced that Dallas defense. No
Say
problem. Look,
what
we out
Dallas
here winning
defense?
games.
Hmm.
Number one, Eagles.
Yes, sir.
Number two is the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yes,
A
sir.
lot of folks are going to be upset here. Look, I think we learned a lot about that game. The Chiefs could have won that game in 3 or 4 different fashions. They instead of 12 seconds, they left Mahomes a minute. It was a lucky mistake for the Bills, which they would have easily have won that game. Couple missed field goals, couple playoff or a couple end zone misses, and we're not even touching about the teams or the players that we're missing on defense that are going to be back. So listen here. Give me the Kansas City Chiefs number two. Number three, I'm going to go with the Minnesota Vikings. Look, listen here, folks. This team is underrated. They out here balling. It's no joke. Kirk Cousins proving them wrong. He's avoiding prime time. Look, give me the Vikings number three. Number four, the Minnesota. Sorry, I already gave that one. I read my list wrong.
Yeah.
It's the Giants. Give me the Giants number four. Balling team. You can't deny them. It's irreplaceable. The football's back in New York.
It is.
Number five, the Baltimore Ravens. That boy Lamar
Oh,
Jackson out here balling. Don't miss him. Don't forget him. He's out here. Number six, the Miami Dolphins, making it back on the
what?
list. Listen, Tua is back. That offense is back. The team just took a little detour, putting them back on the list. It's a little higher than they should be, but I'm bringing them back. They should never have left the list. It was just unfortunate injuries. Though those are done with. Give me the Dolphins number six.
That's a bold six. What
And
who's
number
your
seven, to final it out, it is the Buffalo Bills. Just to let you know, I haven't forgot you.
they dropped
Most
down in your
overrated team
list.
in the NFL right now. Listen here. Yeah, everyone else is hyping you up. I need to bring you down a notch. Just
Ooh.
just just to let you folks know, you're not that. It's not really what happened. You think you won, but it's just a regular season game. We'll see you in the playoffs, and I'm excited to watch Pat Mahomes get that rematch.
Exactly. Oh my land, folks. When he was going through his first four picks, I said, "This is the first time we've ever done the Bowl Seven, where my first four are exactly the same as his." Like without a doubt, I have the Eagles at number one. I have Kansas City at number two. I couldn't. I just when you were saying it, I couldn't believe it. I have the New York Football Giants at number three. I do have the Minnesota Vikings at number four. My number five is where we differ, though. I did move them up. I did give it to the Buffalo Bills. Last
Mm,
time you see me, folks, they were number six. I moved them up to number five. They
yeah,
showed me a little something, not enough. I mean, they did this last year, but we like Mr. Casey said, we know how this story ends. So we'll
they did
we'll
it better
we'll
last year. Actually, they blew the Chiefs out last year.
last
Yeah,
year was it was far more feasible. Well, and this is MVP Allen they're talking about, right? The anointed. Ha.
yeah.
So number six though, I have the New York Jets.
Oh, not
Coming
bad.
in at number six, football is back in New York, baby, and there's just nothing else that I can say about it. I mean, they're the most exciting team to me that's outside of Kansas City that I like to watch because it's so unexpected that they're becoming so good, and it's looking like that. It's their division. I mean, they're in the mix. I dare to say that they're contending
They could be a.
right
I
now.
could see them get a wild card spot.
I
They
can
could
see
be a
that wild
sneaky
card
one.
spot I was given to Vegas. The Jets slide in on. I can
It
see
could
that.
be.
'Cause I mean, look at them. I mean, they're going crazy. Sauce Gardner. Anyway, I'm not gonna get into details, but it's going crazy. He's probably defensive rookie of the year so far. And my number seven here, without a shadow of a doubt, even though they're coming off an L, I got the Dallas Cowboys. I'm not going to drop them off the list as of yet, just because of a loss to the Eagles. I mean, you lost to the best team in football right now, in my opinion.
Yeah,
So, with that being said, you're good enough to still be notched at number seven. I don't think too many other teams can show up to your door and knock you off. So I'm definitely going with the Cowboys at number seven, and I just couldn't believe our first four was spot on, Mr. Casey. I
right.
mean,
Yeah, I was
I couldn't
surprised
have
too.
said it better. I couldn't have said it better because I was right there with you because I believe the Vikings are underrated still, and they don't get a nearly enough recognition as they should. I
Right.
feel the same way about the Jets and obviously the Giants, of course, as you know. I'm apparently, but like I said, besides people outside the bodega, I'm the only guy who's believing in New York football until now. Thank you for getting on at least the Giant train with me. Um, but yeah, the rest is cut and dry. Kansas City, honestly, is the best team in football, and that's not just a homer in me. It just look at the product. Outside of self-inflicted mistakes, they're 6-0. So
Yeah, I think you had a pretty
that's
good
all we
list
got
there.
here. Yeah, I think that's all we got on that end. Everything is pretty set with the Bowl Seven here. We're gonna come at you with more segments here soon. Now that we're getting into the NBA season, it's getting underway. We're gonna kind of let it get a few weeks under his belt so we can see how it's shaking. But just a quick prediction for y'all. Always, I'm going in with the Lakers as a favorite. Yeah, they lost to the reigning champions right now, but they're the reigning champions. You can't count the first game of the season really as how the whole season is going to shake. They have LeBron, they have AD, and they showed during the COVID season that's more than enough to win a chip. We'll get more into that here. We have that coming up. We have more Saturday shows coming up for you, more specials here, more segments, and this thing is really growing. Thank you so much for all the people who's been subscribing. More than 100 subscribers now, which is a total blessing. I mean, it's unexpected, really, for being a month and a half, if that's so in. I mean, it's totally a blessing. Over 1,000 so views on the last two videos. It's wonderful, and we thank everybody for rocking with us here. And please continue to like, subscribe. Please comment. Let us know where you disagree. If you disagree good enough, you might get a feature on the show. Holler at us. Let us know. Give us your take. Record yourself. Give us a 3-minute take. Let us know what you want to say. Let us know who your team is. Tell us why your team is a contender. Tell us why you think they're going to make it to the playoffs, because you see our list and you see it's almost shaking the way we're saying it. There's a few mix-ups, but we're kind of spot on, and that's the boldest thing we can say on this show. Mr. KC, anything to add on top of that, my man?
I don't think I can actually. That was all perfectly said. That was please like and subscribe and whatnot. That was perfect.
And once again, we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. We thank you for all your time. We thank you for rocking with us here. We got more shorts coming at you. We got everything coming at you here soon. Original music on the way. And like you said, go Chiefs. Always down with the Broncos. Uh, New York is back. I don't know what else to say. This is the boldest show on YouTube, the boldest predictions you ever see. That dude with the beard, he's Mr. KC from the 813, and we're going to see you on Saturday, folks.
You either be bold with your predictions or don't say nothing at all. Let's talk some football.